Welcome back to my Let's Play Dungeon Defenders Road to Nightmare. This is part 6, and we're just gonna quickly get started. Quickly started with the next map, Servant's Quarters, on hardcore, and get started. So, this is gonna be a special episode. Well, it's not very special, but we're gonna be covering a lot of things. Mostly what came out on the forums, or not the forums. The digest. Yeah, that's what it is, the digest. Okay, and I figured I should cover it. I know most people who are active on the forums and PC do get to see the digest. Even on here there's an option to look at it, but I'm not quite sure if console players or some PC players, you know, aren't too familiar with the forums and things like that, so they're probably not very active, so they might not know the information very well. And just a little heads up on what's going on. So the biggest thing probably is, well, for the consoles they released some information. Oh, and today's Friday, so they did a sneak peek of the Insane Plus mode, which you console people will be getting. It's not necessarily Nightmare, but it's something different, and it is relatively harder. And yeah, having a hard time trying to think of what to put down and talk at the same time. Yes, so they revealed some Insane Plus information, talked about the Jester, which everybody wanted to know about, and I thought I'd go over those things with you guys. I don't think everybody knows about them, so, you know, getting the word out. Where should I build for up here? Over here, I guess. I don't know. So I figured I would talk about it and see. Wow, that's long range. And see what you guys think. I think it's great. So first of all, I'm gonna go with the Jester. The Jester has been announced. It's been announced. The biggest thing about it is that it's gonna be free. So everybody is gonna be able to have it for free. So no complaining about price or whatever. It's free. Anybody can download it, which is, I think, is amazing. It just shows Trendy how much they love us. I don't, well, you know, console players, I'm sorry, I know what it's like. I myself, and I'm a console player, even though I'm playing this on PC. Yeah, so I've been a console player for about ever, and recently I've kind of gone towards PC. This game is what got me into PC gaming, miraculously, believe it or not. I've always been a console player all my life. You know, I've never invested too much time in researching. I have known PC has been the more advanced or superior platform, whatever you want to call it, for many reasons, but I've never delved too much into it. You know, all my friends and family have had consoles, so it's just like a fixed price. You know, you don't have to worry about building it yourself and researching and all these things, so it's always been a little bit easier for me to just pick up a console and play with friends and family. You know, it's just always been easier. But you know, this game, like I said, it's what got me into PC gaming, crazily enough. And yes, so that's a little bit about me. You know, I've always been a console player until now. I'll probably talk about it later, but back to the Jester. I don't want to lose my train of thought. This is much harder than anticipated. You know, a lot of commentators lose their train of thought, and I've always thought, like, man, you know, it's not that hard. But now that I'm doing it myself, putting myself into their shoes, yes, it's much harder to talk and think and play at the same time. Not really hard. It's just something different. I think I've said that a few times before. Back to the Jester. Let me drop my mana. Okay. I need to level somebody up. I think my monk. Yeah. My monkey monk. Yeah, should be fine first wave. Yeah, so the Jester's free, And let me just go over a few things that we talked about in the digest. Anybody who's read this already knows this, but like I said, not everybody might have access to the digest or is into the communities or reads it, you know. Some people out there don't. So, one thing is about the abilities. So the first thing they talk about is that it has 3 types of towers. You know, I'm just reading this off as it says, you know, and I'm gonna give you my opinions and thoughts about it. And this is how it says exactly in the digest. This is word for word, verbatim, saying she has 3 tower types. Each one has different size of present. The small one is 1 DU, medium is 2, and large is 3. The higher quality presents are more likely to yield higher end results. That can include a random powerful tower given to you for less DU than normal. Whatever the D's of the original present. Okay, that include a random powerful tower given to you less DU than normal, loot, mana, or various long-lasting explosion and gas effects. And then it just says stay tuned for more information in the future. So what does this mean? It just seems that the Jester is just gonna be, in my opinion, I mean, so it goes off saying that those are her, she has 3 tower types. So I'm thinking, okay, every character has 5 towers. Is that only 3? And that's only 3, so there's 2 more missing. So, waiting for those 2. I'm waiting for those 2. I think I'm gonna use my monk. I don't know, I'm just throwing things wherever. Yes, so those are just 2 towers, and it just gets me thinking, okay, there's still 2 towers, and with those 3 towers that they've given us so far, it just makes me think, that makes the Jester sound very, like a very playful character. It doesn't make her sound very serious, very, you know, late game player. It just seems like someone you just want to play and mess around with, nobody that you would take too seriously. Which, I don't know if it's a good thing yet, or a bad thing. I can't put an aura over here. Ugh. Yeah, so that's yet still to be determined, I guess. I don't know the rest of her abilities. Those are just really my thoughts and opinions on the Jester so far. You know, because if she's going to be spawning things and they're just going to be random effects, you know, I mean, that would be fun. You know, like, oh, let's do an alchemical laboratories and put random stuff and see what happens. You know, and it would mix it up, you know, be a little bit funner. It's like, oh, this is interesting, this is fun, random things, but I don't find it as a very powerful character. I mean, apart from her other ability, which they don't talk about here, they mentioned it last time, her ability to move towers. I don't know if that's going to be a hero ability or that's going to be one of her 5, which then would bring her to, okay, that's 4. Or is these 3 tower types just one ability that you can pick different sizes? I don't know. Well, they're going to talk about it in the next few weeks. Hopefully we'll get more clarification. That's as far as I think now, you know. If hopefully her tower moving ability isn't her hero abilities, I would like her hero abilities to be something else. A little bit more influential to the game. Something that benefits. I don't know if moving towers is very useful. I don't know. The summoner has better ones. He has, oh no, he has phase shift and overlord mode. And flash heal. Well, I don't know where I'm going with this. But I would feel that the summoner towers, or the summoner hero ability should be something different. Well, anyways, I've talked about that too much. Okay, next thing is they reveal the new map that comes with the Jester. Oh, so the Jester is going to come out for free, of course, like I mentioned. It'll come out the Jester, its own map, and it's also going to come out with the male costume. It just says the male Jester costume. So I don't know if it's going to be a Joker or if it's just going to be a male Jester, you know. I don't know much. I'm gonna switch to my Huntress. Yeah, and they're gonna come out. Oh, I forgot the chest up there. They're gonna bring out the map, which is called the King's Game, I suppose, or the Etherian Gameland. I don't know. but they say is experience the gravity-defying living chessboard, along with the Jester, 4 new weapons, and a male Jester costume coming out on August 8th, which is all for free, of course. So then you're thinking gravity-defying living chessboard. That makes me think, oh, this map's gonna be interesting. How's it gonna work? The way I think it's gonna work is it's gonna be every round or wave, the map is gonna shift somehow, and I guess I don't know if that will mean your defenses all break. If your defenses all break, and you'll have to build again for the new wave since the map shifted, or if it's just something completely different and I'm way off. I don't know. That would be pretty interesting though. I think so. Ooh, I want that. That's what I personally think. I think it'd be a cool idea, in my opinion. We'll just wait till more information is out. And that's pretty much all they talk about. The Jester, you know. It's something. We did want something, well that's what they gave us. Next thing is for console players. I'm not too sure how console is. I don't play on console, I'm sorry. I'm gonna put this tower. I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time placing this tower. Okay. So yes, next thing is console news. I'm not too aware of what console is or how console is. I'm sorry. I wish I knew a little bit more so I'd be more informed or knew exactly how it's gonna work, but I don't. I'm really sorry about that. So the one thing they did show off was Insane Plus. They had a sneak peek today. Anybody who watched the stream at their Twitch TV Trendy Ent, I think that's the URL, www.twitch.tv/trendyent. I don't know. You know, look it up, or you'll find it somewhere. For anybody who does stay active or who watches those, you know, you can go to their videos and watch them. It's previously recorded, and I'm gonna be honest. That's good. I'm gonna equip that. I was also a little bit disappointed, even though, I mean, I play PC, you know, I could care less. But, you know, like I mentioned earlier, I was a console player before. Well, not on this game, but I have played a lot of consoles all my life. Until this game, and now, like, almost every other game I play is on PC. But I know what it feels like to be a console player. I understand that consoles have limitations, and they'll never be as superior as PC, you know. Of course, PC does require more time investment to do research and things like this and that, and they do cost more in general, but I mean, you're paying the price for performance pretty much, and that's pretty much what you're paying, so I can't complain too much. But anyways, console players, one thing they did show off was Insane Plus, but like I was mentioning, I was a little bit disappointed. I don't know how console is, but the performance they gave wasn't all that good. Let me go off first by saying what console or Insane Plus is. It's let me go over here really quickly. So with the patch so far that they have is they're gonna include the next patch for Sony, Microsoft, to all you console players, which they mentioned they are gonna have pushed out sometime before the end of this month. So, you know, they'll have it out by the end of this month, and then it's just up to Microsoft and Sony to review it and make sure it's all good. So, you know, after they push out the patch, don't get mad at Trendy. You know, Trendy did what they can. It's all up to Microsoft and Sony to push out the patch. And I'm so sorry. I'm just like rambling around and lost in my head right now. There's so many things, and I'm just getting lost with all these thoughts. Probably should have put that wall there. Anyways, yes. So the next patch they're gonna have, of course, they're gonna include Insane Plus. They're gonna increase the level patch to 90. Also, it says here they're gonna have PC freezing issues, including the DLC freezing issues, will be resolved. What those are, I'm not sure. I guess your PC players have been having some freezing issues. I don't know what that is. The Aquanos XP earnings will be fixed, and also Shards 3 pets and weapons added. What that means, I don't know. Shards 3 pets. I mean, you guys have Shards 3 already, but the pets, I don't know if that means they're gonna add seahorses now, or adding something new. I don't know. I tried to do some research, but I couldn't find much. Anyways, onto Insane Plus. How they have it here is in Insane Plus, you'll encounter enemies with 5 times HP, including bosses, and 4 times enemy damage. You'll earn 3 times the amount of XP, and drop loot can generate up to twice as powerful in almost all stat types. And I should probably kill this mage before I continue onward. Okay, because he almost destroyed my wall. Probably should have been paying more attention to looking at my outer monitor, reading what Insane Plus entails. Okay. Yes. So you're looking at enemies with 5 times HP, 4 times damage, and you'll earn 3 times the experience. No, that's always something good to look forward to. I mean, anything in console would be good. Ouch. So any patch of any sort of improvements is a plus. Next we have, let's see, loot can have level 90 requirements too. And then to access a new difficulty, choose the next difficulty with Insane selected. So just highlight over Insane, pick next difficulty, which I think is like right bumper, or right R1 for you PS3, I guess. I don't know, I'm more of an Xbox gamer, so I'm sorry if I'm not too familiar with how it's structured on PS3. I'm pretty sure it's the same thing, just different names. Anyways, so you would just push right bumper on Insane, and then you'll go straight to Insane Plus. So, oh, also, they had said that they are going to be including Crystalline Dimension and a new boss rush mode. So they said yes, that has been confirmed. You guys will be getting those modes, so don't think you'll be left out. The only thing they did mention, you know, just before I recorded this, I did watch some of the Insane Plus Nightmare stream, you know, just so I was a little bit more informed and can give you guys more information, so you guys don't have to go watch it. Like I mentioned, I was a little disappointed. I'll get to that in a second. But the one thing Ice was mentioning is that you guys might not get the skins. A little bit disappointing. It seems that they do have to make a lot of changes if they were to add them, and most likely or not, they won't add them. That is a little sad. I do feel for you console players, but I mean, you guys are getting Insane Plus, yay! And G up, because I'm spending far too much time trying to think and looking at my screen and playing and running around, and this is a little bit harder than it looks. Okay, level up. Yes, so they'll have more details soon, hopefully, once they do submit to the patch to Sony and Microsoft. They did say they'll get word back from Microsoft and Sony with their actual release date. So as soon as they get the release date, I'll make sure to keep you guys informed. For you guys who are watching, even though I'm not a console player, I know what it's like. So before this, I was trying to search on forums to look up some more information. Didn't really find much at Insane Plus. I was a little bit sad when I looked at some of the threads for the PC side, or for the console side. It was only like 2 people, but there was some people bashing on the stream, and I honestly, in my opinion, I do think it was a little bit bad. I mean, I'm not gonna bash on anybody. You know, a stream is a stream, and what they showed off was You know, it was new content, whether they did good or not. But basically, people were kind of mad because on the stream, it was Hitmonchan. I don't know, they say it like Hitmonchan. Well, it's Hitmonchan, and it was Laura Wants a Cow who were playing, and they pretty much put a poor performance, basically. They weren't really geared or leveled, so they did like the Summit Alchemical Laboratory twice and failed. A lot of people are upset by that. It's stronger than what I have, isn't it? It is. I too was a little upset, even though I'm not a console player. But I mean, honestly, I do think they should have been a little bit more prepared. You know, I think their stats were like, for their Tower Squire that Hitmonchan was building, his stats were about 250 attack, 250 health, like 200 everything else or so. So I don't know how that fares with console, how you guys see your guys' stats. I mean, he seemed to do fairly well. I mean, his build didn't really terribly fail. Maybe a little bit better stats, probably around in the 300s. And somebody else, well, he was with Laura, but her stats were probably a little bit worse. Somebody else with actual DPS character. I think they could have pulled it up just fine. It seems though that they weren't really prepared. So that was a little bit disappointing for console players, and I was disappointed for them because I've been a console player and I know what it's like. But regardless, they did show, you know, they did manage to get to the boss and things like that. Well, on Alchemical Labs they did. They made it to the boss, who had about 6.5 mil HP with both of them. So if you think you can do that much on Insane Plus, then you'll probably find. They actually did seem to do quite well, especially since Hitmonchan, his character was geared for building. He had about 50 on all his hero stats. They seem to be doing pretty well. I mean, like I said, if he was all spec for DPS, and if all his stats were about 250, I'd say they would have taken the boss down to 3/4 health down, you know. Laura had some DPS characters, and they made it a little bit further. So, yes, that's that information. If you guys missed it, if you guys want to watch it yourself, just check out Trendy Entertainment's Twitch channel. It's on their My Videos tab thing, and you can see what they recorded before. And everything should be on there. You can see yourself. I think it looks amazing. Well, it looks harder. There was ogres with about 2 mil-ish HP, and all the mobs had around 50,000, somewhere around there. Like I mentioned, I'm not sure how this relates to Ultra PC. Hopefully with the numbers I'm giving you, it gives you an idea of like, oh, 50,000, you know, that's a lot, or oh, that seems like a challenge. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I really wish I did more about consoles. Unfortunately, I don't. So what's missing? 2 archers? An archer there, didn't die. An archer over here. We're stuck in this little aura. Die. Thank you. Yes. I gotta level up. Dun, 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 dun. Bum, bam. Yes. So 6 points. That's where it's going now. You know, I haven't really been focusing. Oh, Deadly Striker Tower. Haven't been really focusing on health, but that's not really a big problem. If you notice, I've made it fine just without it. And normally health isn't a big issue because if you're gonna have walls and things like that, then most likely they won't get to your towers. This is kind of like a pro tip. Even on my ranked account where I have higher stats, HP is probably my lowest. On my Squire builder, which is about 600 HP on towers. But those really don't matter because if you got walls and everything, I mean, they're never gonna hit your towers. The only thing that would ever hit your towers would be, oh, that is good, would be like an ogre spitball, but it won't do massive damage. You don't have to worry too much about that. But hopefully that was informative somewhat. I know I rambled a lot, got distracted, probably said things like 30 times. This is a lot harder than it looks. A little bit. It's different. But anyways, that's the end of this video. Thank you for watching. Make sure you stay tuned for the next one. Later.